And they do have a they
Go
do
live real quick. I'm gonna hit the go live button. Yeah, we're live now. We're live.
okay,
Epic.
so the Indians.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, uh, New
Well,
Mexico does have
so
a
as I understand it, the preferred term is Native American, is Indian actually, American Indian, because it's like
yeah,
you can't don't take this shit from us too. Like that's seems to be the
yeah.
prevalent
Well,
thinking.
it I kind of feel it's like the same with Latinx. Is like the only people who want to hear Latinx are like virtue signaling white people,
Oh,
and
this
it kind
is
and it kind of feels the same way with Native Americans. So it's
yeah.
like I'm really fucking careful. It's like if I know I'm around, Indian, American Indians, I'll say Indians. But if I'm on like Twitter or Tumblr, I'll say Native American because I don't need some virtue signaling asshole to come and correct me.
I love that this is what's this what's the guy the political philosopher that Priest likes. It's the classic thing of like minorities are at that point even so like the property of white people that they have to be the tools of their emotional self-flagellation because they're into feeling guilty.
Yeah, it's messed up. I mean,
Yeah.
I should just. It's like, hey, they want to be called Indians. Let's call them
I mean,
Indians.
at least that way it is a testament to white man's stupidity, as Zizek likes to say.
It's yeah, it's like yeah, we thought you were these other people, and it's like well now in the 20, yeah, you fucked up. Now we're taking it.
They
We
knew
own
like
this.
within minutes that they weren't in India. Like
Yeah,
they could have just changed it, but they're like, I mean, when in India, I mean, wherever this is.
yeah. Amerigo. We're gonna need instead of naming it Columbia, we'll call it Amerigo.
Yeah, I love that. Just all of the America is named after just some random Italian dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Just because like Columbus was such a piece of shit.
yeah, and also, I
Yeah,
mean, they could have his surname Vespucci is better, and they could have done like a lot of pussy jokes in that alternate timeline.
yeah.
So we're missing out,
Oh,
really.
yeah. Alternate histories are always. I was about to say they're always fun. It's like actually no, they're not.
No, but you know why New Mexico is blue? Because of
Uh,
that blue crystal, baby.
Yeah.
there's the joke.
Yes, it's a Breaking Bad reference.
Yes, yes. I
Mm.
watched a video on Reddit where, and it makes me feel so bad for the people who own that house in Albuquerque because it's this video of this asshole, and he's like across the street from the house, and he's just he's just walking around with the pizza in his fucking arm, and he's eating slices of pizza, and the woman who lives at the house is like telling him like, don't fucking come any closer,
Do not do
don't
it.
do not do it. And he's like, do what? I'm just here, I'm just eating my pizza. And it's just like, oh. And it's like you just look at her and hear her voice, and it's like she's been through some fucking trauma.
Yeah, yeah. Do,
Yeah, it's the same with like the Missed Out Firehouse and the Full House. Yeah.
do houses of like famous movies and shows like do the property values increase or decrease?
It really depends. Like I think the Missed Out Firehouse in San Francisco, it's like they initially increase like a while after the show after the show's over. But then, because of the influx of tourists, that whole area tends to go down in property values. Like the house in Albuquerque, it's like you look at the neighborhood and it's like it doesn't look like anybody's happy.
Yeah.
It does.
Which is
Just
also,
because.
it's weird because when you're equipped to handle tourism, having more tourists will make property values rise drastically.
Yeah, because like with the Miss Doubtfire house, it's on it's an iconic house, in an iconic neighborhood
Yeah.
that already had tourists coming there. So having more tourists coming to that neighborhood didn't have a huge effect. Whereas in Albuquerque, this was a little suburban house
Yeah.
in a suburban development. It was strictly a residential area, no tourism, no nothing. And so it's just been a drag for the entire neighborhood, not just the people who
Yeah.
own the house.
It's like having Drachenlord live in your house.
Yeah,
This, I
or
swear to
just
God, my girlfriend was like watching a video of mine while she was at her parents' place, and they didn't know about me. Like, I haven't met them. And her mom looks at it and like, is that this Dragon Lord character? Like, about me.
oh man, that's an insult.
That's
That's
fucking unbelievable.
I mean, because Dragon Lord, he's unfortunate. He's like Chris Chan. He's an iconic character.
He is like Chris Chan, also in the sense that he got like bullied to all hell.
Yeah, that whole thing with that one girl, that was just fucked up.
So
you know about the girl, right?
I don't really follow the Drachenlord story all that actively, to be honest. But I'm what I'm seeing on screen right now is like tickling some of my neurons. Is it finally good? Is Civ 6 finally good?
Wait,
Oh,
what
no,
happened?
I've never played it before.
Oh, this is your first time playing it?
This is literally my first time playing
Okay,
it.
because I played it when it came out, and I loved Civ 5 to like the extent where I used to narrate like a Civ 5 series before.
I watched. Yeah, I remember watching that. It was really good series.
Hang on, you were one of like the battle royale people?
No, I wasn't on the battle. I just listened to. I just watched the videos.
No, but have you been with me since the battle royale days, basically?
No. I came in.
Real
I
days?
came in during the
You should.
what's with all the communism.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So no, but I went.
Literally same. Literally same.
I went back and watched those videos, the battle royale
Kashi,
videos.
have you ever played any Civ games?
I played the crap out of Civ 5.
Okay, so I don't have to. I don't have to be like, he didn't found a city. Oh my god, he didn't fucking found a city. What the fuck? You know what you're doing. Okay, this isn't just you being an idiot. This is you being intelligent.
Is he though?
Good morning.
No,
so
not
hello
really.
everyone.
I remember back in Civ 5 that I was watching this multiplayer live stream. I think it had like Northern Lion and like Quill 18 in there. And oh fuck, there's a train coming.
It's all reduced by like 90% right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on sale.
Yeah, I got it before then though, unfortunately.
Nice.
Damn, that
Yeah.
sucks, bro.
I don't think I'll be getting Civ this year round. Not yet. I'm not ready to make that commitment, Burger. I'm not.
What are you not willing to do?
I'm not ready to make a commitment to Civ yet. Not yet.
I'm trying to, now that Kachi's playing it here, I'm trying to see if it like sucks ass.
What is this, Civ 4 or Civ 5?
This is Civ
This is
6.
Civ
Oh,
6.
6. Okay. Which one would you actually recommend for a beginner? Actually,
5. 5
5.
is always good.
I mean, that's my favorite one, honestly. I mean, though I
oh shit, it's £4. Holy shit,
Civ
Yeah, you can
5?
get like
Civ 6.
Oh, Civ 6.
yeah, you can get like all the Civ DLC and stuff for like $30 right now.
I mean, Civ 6 is like the most beginner friendly, but Civ 5 is still very beginner friendly, and you'll get a lot more out of it, especially especially like in the modding scene as
$6 for
well.
every bro.
There we go.
$6 for every single piece of DLC
Yeah.
for Civ 5.
I'd say go for it.
oh yeah, Civ 5 also
think-
has a lot of DLC.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Civ-
find out if Civ 6 is good or not.
What about
it
Civ?
must be it must be Euro only sale because I don't see anything here in the States for it.
I got it too. In the States.
Well, I mean the sale because I'm not
The
seeing
sale
the sale.
for Civ 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's still going on.
I don't even care if it's bad. I'm just buying it. This is how destroyed my brain is from like consuming.
Yeah.
It's just too good of a deal not to do.
Yeah,
it is. I don't care. Look,
I'm just wondering.
Okay, let's do something.
No, that's.
I remember. You remember the Eternal War?
Yes.
I remember when that came out and I read the whole story about it. I was like, "Oh my god!" I wasn't obsessed with trying to solve it, trying to end the war.
Cold.
I spent like a good couple months trying to recreate it.
Yeah.
In like Civ 5, and it's very difficult to do because the only way he met, just because Civ 2 is just so old and easily, relatively simplistic, was
it was a very specific scenario where there was like this recursive loop of nobody really being able to take.
Hang on, can I don't know if this has been done in like a turn-based. Like I think I played Civ 3 as a kid because my dad had it somewhere on his computer.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how much I played from it. But I do wish. So I don't know if you guys have played any of the RTS versions of like Civ. Not necessarily mechanics-wise, but like it allows you to. The game I'm thinking of is Empire Earth 1 and 2, and what was the one made by Microsoft again?
Age of Empires.
No. Yeah. Age of Empires is only like in a specific timeline. I'm thinking of the other one, which allows you to go from like Neolithic all the way to like futuristic.
I know what you're talking
Empire
about.
Earth or something.
Yeah,
no, Empire Earth.
Isn't that also Age of Empires though?
No. Age of Empires is specifically for like a generalized timeline, but only in like a specific era of time. So like it's either going to be Age of Empires 1, which is like Bronze Age plus Antiquity, Age of Empires 2, which is the entire medieval era plus a bit of Renaissance, or Age of Empires 3, which is I think
North America.
No, not just North America. It's like 1600s all the way to like Victorian era, basically.
I remember Age of Mythology. I remember Age of Mythology.
There's Age of Mythology.
Yeah, that was
hang on.
really
I've
good.
got it in my Steam somewhere. Give me a second.
There was another.
Fucking rocked.
Oh
yeah,
Age of Mythology they've got a remaster on the way. They've got a remaster on the way. Bruh.
There was another one. There was another Age of, sort of a similar Age of game. I can't remember the name of it.
How about one that's called Age of Consent?
Oh yeah!
Boom!
Rise of Nations. That's the one I'm thinking about. Rise of Nations.
Rise of Nations. Yeah, I think there's a version of Rise of Nations where it's like steampunk.
Yeah, but Microsoft for some fucking reason.
Civilization 5 had a steampunk scenario that was shipped like with the game.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
that sounds so cool. So like what I was getting at was the thing is, why do we have leaders in like Civ 5 from like you choose Australia, you start all the way at like I don't know the very first age, and you have a guy from like the 1920s as your world leader.
Australia. First of all, Australia is not in Civ 5. He's in Civ 6.
Civ 6.
Yeah.
And it's because they couldn't get Jack Lang. That's why they got John Curtin.
No,
well,
but
I think the reason they did that because I actually there's a book on Audible, and which means there's also a print book, but from Sid Meier, about his career and talking about because it goes back to the very first Civ game back in the late '80s, and Civ 1, and it came down to like with the Americans because the Americans have been in every Civ game, and it's like, oh well, how do you explain the Americans being around in 4000 BC, and why is George Washington? And it's just, I guess, from what it sounds like, it's just they just wanted to have like an icon from each civilization.
It works very well. So
I mean,
the headcanon that we developed,
and it gives you a personality to talk to as well. Instead of just talking to like the Russian Empire, you're talking to Catherine.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying, but I necessarily find it what's the word? I don't want to say unimmersive, but like I find it detracts from the experience because it's like it's all about history. You're advancing through the ages, right? And
it's like, why don't
like
they go? Why don't they retire and other people come about?
The headcanon that we came up with in the Battle Royale is that basically it was a futuristic alien planet constructed by some sort of AI superbrain, and you had these immortal reconstructed leaders from the past that were they were actually immortal beings that were supposed to run these civilizations.
Yeah, it's like my personal headcanon about it was like, they're icons of their civilizations, so they're basically gods of their respective civilizations.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice, at least.
It's like, if you think of like if America was like a religion, its god would be, George Washington.
Yeah.
And if it's Germany, then it's going to be Bismarck.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of guess
one would
that.
hope so.
Yeah.
Or Charlemagne,
I mean,
I would
highly contest that point. Actually, I disagree that Charlemagne should be the leader of Germany in civilizations if that was the option. Like,
actually, I think in Civ 4,
so the shit that he built, it was literally the First Reich. So.
Yeah,
he's a pretty core figure of German history.
Well, it's like especially in Civ 5, it's like the German Empire is like the 1871 representation.
I mean that's when,
but like
when
the other
Germany
hand,
first formed properly. So
actually, funny thing, Burger. Imagine if you had Charlemagne as both like the leader for Germany, but also France.
Hell yeah! I mean, a good choice might be fucking Barbarossa, actually.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I would have said.
I mean, to be fair, right? To be fair, Charlemagne was, if I remember correctly, the first and only person to ever unite Europe under one rule. So
most of Europe, but not all of it.
I mean, sure, but the same could be said about the EU. Most of Europe, but not all of it.
Yeah,
I remember when I was a lot younger and a lot edgier, playing Civ 4, because Civ 4 actually had multiple leaders. Yeah. So like, America had George Washington, and then also FDR, and they had their own like special units and special powers.
Imagine not
passive.
Playing FDR though. Fucking shout out.
FDR was pretty cool. But I remember and I got into fights on forums about this. Was like because I took exception to the fact that the Russians, one of their leaders, it was you could either be Catherine, Peter, or Stalin.
Damn.
And then under China, one of the leaders was Chairman Mao. So okay, so you know what argument I'm gonna make. I was making Burger. I was like, okay, you're gonna have these two mass murdering dictators in here. Where's Hitler?
Didn't they have Hitler? Because that might have been
No.
FreeCiv. There was an open source version of Civilization.
Yeah, there's FreeCiv is it's an open source version of Civ 2, and I think that one
because that's the one I played as a kid.
Yeah, but I was like, well, you're gonna have these two assholes. Where's he at?
Yeah.
And you can mod him in. There's somebody made a 3D model of him.
People have gotten fucking seriously pissed over the guy who just puts in dictators in the game, and it's like, why? They were part of the story as well.
Yeah, so it's like now, like all the now Stalin and Mao are no longer in it, and it's like we're just gonna not focus on those guys anymore.
Oh, goddamn. So I don't know if you heard about this. You definitely haven't. But I had a minor stress breakdown a couple days ago.
Oh, shit.
Yesterday,
What happened?
Not a couple days ago. Yesterday, actually.
What happens?
Well, I just was unable to function as a human being.
Fucking hell.
And that
damn.
sucks because it's NaNoWriMo. I'm supposed to be working a lot. I overworked myself last month so I could work extra this month. And it turns out that wasn't a great idea. So I'm actually drinking wine right now instead of because I'm in fuck it mode. I'm gonna get out of fuck it mode by the end of the week, but currently I am in fuck it mode.
Damn, I'm sorry I stressed you out with a paragraph about Summoners Burger.
Yeah, I didn't read that. I was like, why is he? Please post this on the Discord. What was the we were talking about you earlier though, Freeze. What was the political philosopher that you like? Who said the thing about how minorities are like so basically owned by white people that they even have to be their like tools of self-flagellation because of their
Bayard Rustin.
Yeah,
that was
Rustin.
him. But he was specifically talking about black people, but I'm sure you could like extrapolate that to the like other shit too.
Yeah, we were talking about Native Americans. Yeah, he was talking about black people specifically. I'm pretty sure that's not explicitly what he said. I was paraphrasing. Rustin, yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, Bayard Rustin's pretty fucking based, like on point about shit and whatnot.
Okay.
Granted, a lot of people do try to like talk about him more for his like for like diversity points and shit. Because like the dude he was openly gay in the '60s, black, a socialist, a pacifist, and a Quaker. So
you know what? I like Quakers.
Yeah,
Quakers are kind of cool. Actually, speaking of Quakers, I kind of forgot to mention this when I went to Whitby, but I went to the James Cook Museum in Whitby. Apparently, he was apprenticed to a bunch of Quakers, like before he became like a ship captain. Apparently, it influenced like a shit ton of his worldview. Apparently, James Cook, not Cock.
James Cook Museum.
Yes, the James Cook Museum with cockaroos and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. But like I was saying, like a lot of people will bring him up just like for like diversity points and shit, which is funny to me because he was very explicitly like, I want to tackle this from a class level only type of deal.
Bruh, that's based.
I mean, I do think that you need, especially in like America, you do need a sort of racial component to it. I like to think that if you tackle it in a socialist way, you would also do that automatically because it goes without fucking saying. But you know, you know.
Yeah, I know,
Would
but
that
it's
really be
still
true?
Yeah, I mean, there was even a speech where he literally said, "No economic theory has ever been successfully built on the basis of color. It must be built on the basis of class."
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah,
I do have to say though,
based.
I had some pretty good dinner today. I had what was it, tofu, spinach, sweet
Oh, is that
potato,
what you posted? Because that looks
peanuts,
terrible.
and onion.
Right?
Yeah, that looks terrible, but
was it good,
it is good. It was good. It was. You know how something can be sweet, but you haven't added sugar to it? Like it's purely like fruit sweet,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that rocks. But you do. You
Yeah,
are aware that
it was good.
fruit have sugar in them, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like, yeah, but that's what I was trying to explain. It's like there is no added sugar. It's literally just coconut milk and sweet potatoes that add the sweetness to it,
Yeah, that rocks.
and maybe a bit of the onions.
Okay, I'm seeing other stuff in there. Let's see. You got the sweet potatoes and coconut milk, like you were saying. There's spinach. I think that's tofu and
Yes.
peanuts.
Onions, peanuts and onions. Yes.
Penis.
Oh, wow.
This penis. Penis.
Yes.
Penis.
Penis.
Penis. They push fucking pizza, fucking pizza. No, it's not pizza. It's the fucking
bowl penis.
Yeah.
Oh, so
penis.
I know that's
So-
a thing you
God,
get in
fucking
Spain.
Ah, shit! I need a new general.
Penis.
Yeah, damn.
Balls, penis.
So,
Balls and
a
penis.
couple weeks ago, I was talking about that one book, Pandora's Star,
Penis.
and
Yeah.
and I'm rereading it right now, and I want to make a few corrections. Because it go like when they because it's a story that tells it from multiple perspectives, so it goes to many different planets. I was wrong about the hyper-industrial planet being owned by a bunch of German corporations. That's not the case. It's more of like a general like industrial planet. The planet that so what it is that like a bunch of settlers would go to a new planet and they just so happen to come from like one culture group or one nation.
Happened to come, dude.
What's that?
Damn it! Again, bruh. Shut the fuck up.
So, when I heard the name and what they actually do on the planet, it kind of gave me a bit of a chuckle because there is a planet comprised mostly of Germans and has a German, nationality,
Yeah.
and it's called the Democratic Republic of New Germany.
Oh,
I
man.
thought it was gonna be some shit like poop and farting or something. So that's
No, and the name's like really ironic because it's actually hyper capitalistic.
Lol.
And it's called, and that's where like all the best stuff comes from, like all the best cars, the best clothing, the best electronics, yada yada yada. Well, not the best, like the most expensive and perceived to be the best. There's another planet which is primarily Scottish people, and they actually are super wealthy because they happened to discover that an asteroid crashed into the planet a couple thousand years before humans arrived, and the asteroid was composed of 90% gold.
Bruh.
Oh, look, it's found fucking John Curtin from Australia. fucking John Curtin.
And like one of the characters is a terrorist, is a terrorist for hire, and he used to be a socialist.
Yeah.
And the reason he stopped he stopped being a socialist and actually just became a full-blown like murderous terrorist was he was doing a job because there was a widely known conspiracy that
Trading.
companies were just overproducing stuff, like they were overproducing grain and other products, and so prices were going down. So the conspiracy was they were using. You know how I said they use wormholes to travel between planets, and they use trains to go through the wormholes.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out the company, the company that there's a independent company that runs all the gateways, called CST, and apparently, the socialists were under the belief that CST was filling trains up with like grain and other commodities, and then they would send them through a wormhole just out somewhere in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Just dumping millions of tons of commodities in order to keep the prices high. So the socialists wanted to make a statement that, hey, we want to expose what they're doing. So they were going to bomb a train station where one of these trains are at. And unfortunately, at the last minute, there was a scheduling issue, and he accidentally bombed a passenger train and killed like 700 people.
That's that's a big oopsie, dude. That's fucking.
Yeah, that's a massive
kind of
oopsie.
a bummer, dude. That's that's a
Yeah.
a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, and he's kind of been disillusioned, and he's got a pretty complex story. He's still a mass murderer. He's still an evil person.
Yeah.
But he's become severely jaded, and of course the socialists took a major hits in popularity, obviously.
I mean, it's at least it's not. You know the book by Shadiversity that I made a review for, where the guy is literally like an utterly inhuman
piece of garbage.
Literally worse than Hitler. Like, not just in a numerical sense, but also in that, like, he wasn't just a genocidal fucking maniac. He was also, like, a rapist and shit.
Yeah.
And they gave him, like, a redemption arc. Like, that was what the whole book was about. It's like, why did you make this?
It's like, it's an interesting premise, but there's no way you can do that and not make someone go, this is above my suspension of disbelief.
That guy, that was the thing that killed me. It's like, that is not... It's also, like, from, like, a meta perspective, like, why? What? Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
Wow.
You could have made him into like he could have easily made him less heinous. He could have like, oh yeah, his empire had a point, or he didn't literally just was a fucking rapist. Like, he could have made him not a rapist.
Wait, is this the main character from his book, or is this?
So basically,
Why? Oh my god!
Basically, what happens is that he's like an old man, and he goes to the edge of the. So this world is basically like flipped in on itself. The world building is like cool in terms of the premise. Where if you like jump off the edge of the world, eventually you'll fall back onto the world. And so as an old guy, he's like, I'm fucking, because he was defeated and he managed to get away, and he's living like anonymously as an engineer in some fucking shitty town at the edge of the world, and he just like walks off the edge of the world. But then when he falls through like the event horizon of like being at the top again, he realizes that he is no longer old, and also that he has superpowers now. And so while he is falling for like the next couple of days, he learns to use those superpowers, and then uses them to not die as he like hits the ground. Yeah, and then he just basically he starts killing his own sons, who are assholes, like his bastard sons, because he doesn't have any official children. It's so because he like poses as his own son,
I mean,
Jesus.
this kind of sounds oddly historically. I mean,
Accurate.
that's happened in history.
I know
I mean,
no one has
it's
ever
like-
achieved youth and superpowers by falling through the world. I don't think.
Yeah,
Man,
no, I might have to call
man,
cap on that.
Yeah, I mean the whole killing your sons and all that stuff.
No, but this is
Yeah.
like the sons are like he just kills them and then later he finds out, oh, maybe this is my child, because it's like the son is like a complete fucking psycho pirate who is like a rapist. It's, hey, this reminds me of a guy I know, and the guy is me. But yeah, the guy he works with is like the guy who ultimately defeated him, like the rebel leader whose family he executed. And at the end of the book, because he's like done great strides to like better himself, he's like, I forgive you. And it's like, what the? He literally massacred your family. Like, this is like if fucking Anne Frank was like, no, dude, I forgive you to fucking Hitler. It's
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, really quick, I wanted to, because again, I'm reading this book, I'm just in love with it again.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite sci-fi series. Okay, so the general premise of at least of the first book is that the Earth Commonwealth, that's the name of the intraplanetary government, the Earth Commonwealth has discovered that a pair of stars about 1,500 light years away, a pair of stars went under a Dyson swarm within like 15 minutes of each other.
damn.
Like they just vanished. But the weird thing is that while the visible light's gone, infrared is still being emitted from these stars. So there's definitely something going on with those stars.
Yeah.
So the big project of the book is like, well, this is too far for us to send wormholes out there, so we're going to build a starship. We're actually going to build a starship to go out there. So that's like the whole big project, and that's where like the terrorists comes in, because there's a group of people who say, who believe in something called the Star Flyer, which is supposed to be this malevolent entity, and that entity is related to what's happening, and so they're trying to stop the starship, yada yada yada. So you get a whole lot of people coming in, a lot of interesting stories and stuff. But the character I wanted to talk about briefly, because you're gonna be amazed at how fucking brutal this character is. Her name is Paula Mayo, and she's a detective, and she's from that one planet I told you about that's full of like, it's like a Brave New World, like eugenicist dream.
Yeah.
So she was, on this planet, it's like, yeah, they design people, they engineer people to be happy and content with the job they're doing and to live their best lives.
Yeah.
That's the general premise of this planet. Naturally, a lot of people are going to be against that because it's fucking eugenics. Yeah. On this planet, with everybody living these happy lives, you wouldn't really need police. But, there's still, crime is still going to happen, especially on a planetary scale. So they engineer Paula Mayo to be basically the best policewoman and the best detective, the best person to analyze and figure out motive and all the things you need to be one of the best detectives ever.
Yeah.
She's engineered to be that. Well, a group of terrorists snuck onto the planet and kidnapped a bunch of children, including Paula Mayo, and they took them off planet, and it's like, we're gonna raise them as regular children, away from the fucked up shit, the fucked up eugenics shit. And so Paula Mayo, she was just a little infant. She was just a little baby. She didn't know any. And, she was raised by the people who kidnapped her, and she loved them as her parents, and they loved her back as their daughter. Eventually, she turned like 18, and her parents decided, we're going to tell her the truth. Tell her what happened, where she came from.
You're adopted.
Because you're adopted. We took you from this planet. And, she responded to it like, wow, that's crazy. Wow,
she
really?
Could have been the best cop of all time, because then she would have figured that shit out on her own, wouldn't she?
No, here's where she began to gather. She looked at the laws and she began to gather evidence, and eventually she turned her own parents in.
Damn.
And she brought all the evidence. She gathered up evidence from, and she basically laid it all out. And people were like, "How could it's like she did excellent detective work because she had evidence of their crimes." And everybody was like, how could you turn in your own parents? And she's like, they broke the law.
Yeah, I have autism, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm high. Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That tells you that this book was like written in the early 2000s. There's no mention that she's like absurdly autistic.
In all fairness, I wouldn't do that either. I find that cheap. I have written deeply autistic characters. I don't say, "Oh, it's an autistic person," because I think that's a very cheap way. It's like that's the Mass Effect Andromeda thing, where they go in there and the bitch goes, "I am a transsexual woman." And that's basically all of the interaction you have with her. It's like, what is the point of this? I like for it to be a little bit ambiguous, and I like for it to, because they're not a diagnosis, they're people. You know what I mean? So I find that I always find it a little bit tasteless to just go, "Look, is the autism."
Yeah. Which in that light, it's probably it makes her character way more interesting.
Yeah.
Just to show how she behaves and how she works, rather than just writing it off to autism.
Yeah.
I
I
agree with that.
Can still identify with it.
Yeah, but she doesn't. I mean, even though the behaviors there, she doesn't. It's just this is what she was bred to do, and this is what she does, and she takes great pride in it, because it's like because she's investigating that socialist terrorist I was talking about, and she's like on the fucking grind. She's like working 16 hours a day.
Sigma.
And like all the people around her, like they know her history, and they're just like, they're both like so infatuated with her because she is she always gets her man.
She's
well, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah. But then on the other hand, they're like, God damn this fucking bitch.
Absolute fucking bitch.
I mean,
absolutely bitchy ass behavior.
Anything, but
Yeah, and she's still. I mean, in the show, she's still human. She still goes back to the planet of Genesis. There's a guy on the planet who's actually he's both a historian and a tutor, or a historian and a therapist. Because who knew that on a planet full of perfectly designed humans, some of them would need mental help?
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, and she comes back and talks to him about it. It's like
naked fanatics.
It's like was I right in doing this? She feels like she was right in the eyes of the law, but she doesn't know if she's right morally to do what she did, and it's something that haunts her.
That's like a great character conflict to have with someone like that.
Yeah.
I watched a video today that was about like the big major problem with therapy, and it was a lot about like, oh yeah, a lot of people don't have access to therapy. Therapy can be very expensive. A lot of areas are underserved with therapy, and then all of this like compounds the main issue that you need to be able to vibe with your therapist. And so I thought to myself, well, so basically the problem with therapy is that some people live in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the issue, apparently. Yeah, rip, my friend.
Ripperino indeed.
So I just found something that I want to share because this is just fucking great. So I decided to go on to Nexus Mods today, like a few minutes ago, just to see if there's new mods for a game. And I see a political ad.
Yes, by the way, there was new mods for games, for any game, literally.
Yeah, well, I noticed there's a political ad playing in the corner, and it's fucking Nexus Mods. They're just gonna play whatever gets the money, right? So at first I'm ignoring it. I noticed the thing. It's for like some, I believe it's like a Republican-based like legal fund thing called America First Fund. But the thing is, they're only playing shit about like minorities, like left-wingers discriminate against Asians, left-wingers discriminate against Native Americans. Just
first of all, you should never trust an organization called America First because they were literally a pro-Nazi party back before World War II.
I know. I'm not saying I trust them. I'm pointing out something ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I understand.
Yeah, don't put words in my mouth, dude.
Sorry. No, I'm laughing because I just refreshed my Tumblr, and Tumblr's just completely trolling the shit out of Twitter right now.
As they should, frankly.
Yeah, because I refreshed my dashboard and I saw this.
Yeah,
and so I click on it. And so I click on it and I get this. For $7.99, I could purchase 2 check marks for my blog.
That is fucking baller. I do love that, like, immediately you just have everything fucking impersonating famous people. Like,
oh my god!
Saying, I wonder what a naked woman.
People told me it would be easier because of like credit card information and shit. It's like, bro, that ain't shit. Nobody checking anything. At least with the old system,
you could buy someone's Twitter identity now.
Yeah, no, but like
it's like you can
at least in the old system, you could somewhat say that they were verifying you. Here it's just like you can just buy it.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no verification process until after the fact.
This motherfucker is like, Elon gets asked at like a Twitter employee meeting, how are you going to deal with the expected attrition and align everyone on shared vision? And he's like, I don't know. We all need to be more hardcore.
LMAO. Speaking
God
of which,
bless him,
have
honestly.
you...
God bless Elon Musk.
There is one fucking thing I hate out of this whole situation is the Elon Musk simps.
Yeah.
Entirely because, like, regardless of what he does, they think of it as a good thing. And it's like, bro, he is trying to make this into a viable business and is inherent and is accidentally destroying the platform. He's not incidentally doing it. Like, he's not doing this on purpose.
Sucks.
He's doing this because he's incompetent.
Yeah.
Bro.
Which is every time I do that, social media platforms right now. It's some rich person destroying them because they have some like personal thing that they want to do with it.
Yeah, but like at the same time, you just want to go and just grab them by the arms and just state them like, go fucking. He's not competent. He's destroying it out of incompetency.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, if there's one thing, it's like, well, NLMAO like literally their response is just, well, LMAO, he's still destroying Twitter, which is base. It's like, you don't understand. He's doing it because he's incompetent. He's not doing it because.
How can they go like, oh look, he's so based for destroying Twitter? Like
Oh my gosh.
he that wasn't his goal.
Yeah, for fuck's sake,
I don't want to
everybody's.
say nothing, but your neighbor John Curtin has 4 cities and you only have
Yeah.
1. So.
Yeah.
You've only got like literally Lisbon, and that's it. What do you have to say for yourself?
Stuff.
Okay.
I like how the verified account of George H.W. Bush
Lisbon.
tweeted out, "I miss killing Iraqis."
That is a
Oh
real thing that
Oh my
really
god,
happened.
have you seen some of
Yeah.
the verified? Like one user decided to become Valve, literally, and
Yeah.
started retweeting about like LMAO Half-Life 3 and shit. Oh, the best part was like there's this really obscure game from Valve. I can't remember. It's like this Tron game, right? And he's like, LMAO Tron game number 2, Electric Boogaloo coming out, bitches. And people were just
Oh my God.
gobbling that shit
Oh
up
my god.
so bad.
Okay. So the Tumblr check marks stack.
Excuse me?
They stack.
Oh no.
You can be 10 times. You can be 10. You can.
more verified.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. It's beautiful, man.
I love that. Probably Tumblr is making more money off this gimmick than like Twitter is making off of legitimate checkmark sales.
Hey, do you guys want to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see a compilation of snippets from that ad I was talking about?
I mean,
don't
can't
think.
because it's on YouTube and
Well, I'm not good. It's not on YouTube actually. I just basically took a bunch of like screenshots stilled from it and threw it into a single image. Here, it's some deranged shit. It's great. It's not great, obviously, but it's deranged.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of oof.
Yeah.
I see this, and I recognize it. We've talked about this on this stream before. Indian racism is
it's
at a
something
level
else.
that no white person.
Oh, Indian racism, like actual.
Like it's no, there is will net the. We could do like actual. We could go back to doing eugenics, selective breeding, fucking gene editing. We will never be able to breed someone as racist. It's like just any.
I think didn't fucking yeah. It's like like a black person makes like a minor criticism of something, and they're like, "You motherfucking mud, blank, blank, blank." It's just like, oh my god.
I do not believe any like Latin or Germanic derived language even has the capacity to say things that are as racist as just regular speech. It's genuine.
They say,
yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, and it's like the most potent venom they have isn't even towards like other races. It's towards like other Indians from other parts of India.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
But
absolutely.
also
There
black
is so much.
Yeah.
Like the shit that Gandhi was saying when he was arguing for like Indian independence, and like the kind of shit he talked about like Africans.
Oh
Like, we
god.
are not like them. We are not these. I cannot repeat the kind of shit that he said.
Yeah.
And this is me. It's like this is why we are white. It's like
I do want to point out though the irony of this ad was that it was paid for by an organization that used to be like fucking Nazis and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, any Nazi group
course.
would benefit from having some like Just for the record, I am aware that most Indian people, well, at least most of the Indian people I know, are not racist at all. They're very cool. You know what I'm talking about, like straight up.
Burger, what
If
are you
you're
saying?
Indian, you know what I'm talking
Burger,
about.
what exactly are you
Also,
saying, Burger?
Burger,
Burger.
I know it says Indian on the thing. I think they're just talking about Native Americans, though.
No,
think.
these people
No.
they look
No,
South
they are
Asian.
absolutely Indian subcontinent Indian.
Okay.
Trust me, like I have seen
Okay, let's be
enough
fair, though.
subcontinent Indians to know what a
Okay, let's be
subcontinent
fair,
Indian
though.
looks like.
If that was the intention and they
Holy
made
shit,
the
that's not so
mistake, that
racist.
would be even funnier, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That would
you're not wrong.
That would be if they just talk about like fucking the massacre at Wounded and they just get like
Bruh, I can't believe how racist I just sounded.
footage of like modern Indian people from like Hyderabad or some shit. They're just showing pictures of Hyderabad. Yeah.
Bruh,
It
that's
just
some
like, oh, this
racist ass
is-
shit.
The Native Americans used to have an advanced metro system. It's just the Delhi metro.
It's like, I'm so sorry for what happened to your people at Wounded Knee. Wounded Knee, what are you talking about? I am from Pakistan.
Yeah, Indians.
Now I'm just thinking of Stavros like pretending to be like a horny Indian dude, just cold calling what phone numbers like, "Hello, baby. Hello, baby, honey. You want to make fuck?"
Jesus fucking Christ,
Real
could you
disco
not?
lazy
Please, for the love of God.
I'm glad I actually get that reference now.
Disco Elysium would be a lot funnier if just you randomly got cold called from a horny Indian guy.
Hell yeah, dude. Do they have like an Indian fucking like an Indian analog ethnicity?
I mean, no, not really.
No,
That guy
actually,
was
they
more
they
like
kind of do have a
Asian.
Southeast Asian. Sealang is one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that he's just an unbelievable racist stereotype, but they get away with it because it's not a real ethnicity.
Yeah. God, I actually bought the speakers from him once.
What do you mean? What are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
I bought the speakers. I'm an idiot.
Dude. Not you, I mean Kashi. You are fucked.
Yeah. Or am I?
Or is he?
Is he?
Or am I?
Can he turn this around though? Can he literally turn this around?
I don't think so, actually.
Well, then you're fucked. I'm sorry, Kashi.
I wasn't watching
genuinely-
the stream.
What the fuck?
What the fuck did you do, man?
Is that a meteor shot that impacted
Yes.
right behind your fucking settlers?
Oh no.
Wow.
What is happening, bro?
Oh my god! Fuck me! My assassin agents just keep fucking dying. Why?
Get fucked,
Like I
Lamau.
send them on like 50% success chance, and it's literally every single time. Agent failed. Agent failed. Agent failed. Get skills that actively hinder him. Agent fails. Agent dies.
I think Burger's techno heresy is infecting the games now.
It explains so much. It explains genuinely so much.
Oh, I haven't played God of War Ragnarok yet, but I have seen a couple of the fights, and Thor is just fucking amazing. He's just like this 8 foot tall, like middle-aged fat, like a strong fat guy.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's a man of few words, but the few words he says are fuck.
Sorry, that was such. That was perfect delivery, dude.
I mean, I'm not wrong, but one of my favorite parts is in your first fight with him. Like, at some point, he's gonna bash you over the skull with his hammer, and it kills Kratos instantly. And so the game goes into like game over mode, the continue screen, and then you hear Thor say, "Oh no, you don't! You're not getting away that easily," and just like fucking pulls you back into the fights,
Damn.
like resurrects you.
That's
And
almost
it's
a
like,
Kojima moment.
yeah, I was like, oh, that, yeah, it's totally a Kojima moment. But yeah, Thor's a great character, and he's very angry, and he swears a lot.
Very nice.
And he's angry for pretty legitimate reasons. But yeah, he's just like this. Let me find a picture of him because he looks he like in comparison to the older games, which had all the Greek gods. The Greek gods were like high and mighty, high off their own farts.
Yeah.
They acted like Greek gods. Whereas in Ragnarok and these new series, like the Nordic gods, they're just dudes. They're just
They're just
dudes being
regular
bros.
ass dudes.
Just
Yeah,
just smoking weed, just having having a good time.
Hey, Berg.
Up on the fucking yes.
You were talking about Stavros earlier. I actually saw these tweets from the other day, and this was some shit.
Congrats
I
to
gotta-
John Fetterman on his victory last night. Not really familiar with his policies. I'm just happy a treacherous Ottoman like us was meant to taste defeat like his ancestors during the Hellenic Revolution of 1820.
What the fuck is going on exactly?
I raised for my forefathers.
That's great. That's so good.
I swear to God, like some fucking. Oh my god! Just the explain this to like a Ottoman or Greek warrior of back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, no, don't worry. Stavros is gonna ratio. Famous fat comedian Stavros Halkias from the Comtown podcast is going to ratio socialist millionaire Hassan Piker, who doesn't want to fight Sam Hyde because he's a pussy, on Twitter. And he's like, "Oh, I understand us." Damn. Yeah, he fucking rocks. This fucking Thor guy. This may be the best fucking interpretation of him I've seen, because he's got like a big fuck off belly.
Yeah, I showed this to a friend of mine, and he's like, he's got shoulder armor, but he doesn't have a belly plate. It's like, yeah he's Thor.
It's just gonna bounce off, dude. Like, what are they gonna do?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly. Fuck, I hate fighting pikes. I hate fighting pikemans. God damn it.
This is basically women's armor in video games, and you know what? It's hot, just like women's armor in video games.
Bro, I once saw a tweet where it was like very hypersexualized men, but like in skimpy ass clothing, and I was like, bro,
I like that they're
like exactly this shit.
You know, one perfect example of this that I actually saw this on 4chan like years ago was like they did a comparison thing where this guy was talking about like, oh, like this is Barbie, that people are like going like, this is all like these negative stereotypes, and then they just post a picture of He-Man and say, this is He-Man, and like that's an example of like the whole over sexualized male stereotype that nobody really likes talking about and shit. It's like, oh, you need it's like, oh, you need to look like this in order to like get the fucking shit. It's like, yeah, no.
He-Man is gay. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
there is
Oh, yeah.
no way
he's bi.
he
He's
is.
bi. He's bi.
Yeah, that's actually reasonable.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, let's be fair. Unless stated otherwise, all characters are basically bi.
Yeah, that's a based approach. Oh, fucking hell. Shut up. Come on.
Why am I so fucking tired?
Oh, have you seen the controversy regarding Mick Gordon and the controversy regarding ZA/UM?
I've heard something about it, but not much.
My god. Guys, I'm going to make a prediction, and I will probably be laughed at, but hear me out. Given how recently the Bayonetta controversy was, and how recent these two controversies that are now starting regarding Mick Gordon and ZAUM, both separate, I'm starting to feel like the end of this year is going to be marked as the end of year which just entirely imploded the video game industry because of petty bullshit drama started by management.
Wait, so you're wait with Nick Gordon, you're talking about the whole Doom Eternal thing, right?
Doom Eternal soundtrack, yes.
Yeah.
And with ZAUM, I'm specifically talking about the fact that supposedly the head writers and the old CEO, I think, I can't remember, but one was the head writer, and the other two were other heads. One of which I think is the CEO. Hang on, let me find that article. I posted it in Video Gaming.
The Get head writer.
1 second.
Give me a sec. So there's a GameIndustry.biz article, but there's also a Medium article written by Alexander Rostov and Robert Kurvitz. I'm sorry for butchering the names, please. Please don't lynch me. But basically, the current CEOs of ZAUM are alleging that Alexander Rostov, Robert Kurtsev, and another head created a toxic work environment, which forced the current CEOs to take over. Alexander Rostov and Robert are alleging that the new CEOs have took over the company through fraud. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I quite frankly have no idea about any of this. I entirely believe that management of some corporation will use the very serious Me Too defense just cynically for like political gain. I don't know about any of this. I heard about that the Zom people were accusing the guy who owns the company now of having illegally acquired it through the money that the company made, which is like fraud. And apparently he's been convicted of financial fraud before a couple of years ago. So I don't fucking know. I don't know.
All right.
Honestly though, if this causes more drama to get out regarding like management and other shit, and then it just keeps snowballing and snowballing, I feel like it will implode part of the gaming industry.
It's not about imploding the game industry. It's about creating enough dissatisfaction with the very concept of management to get people to actually fucking unionize.
Hence imploding the gaming industry.
I do not think that this would implode the gaming industry. I think this would drastically improve the gaming industry.
Oh yeah, no, it would definitely improve it, but it would implode it, at least in my opinion, at the same time.
Oh, hey, so I go on to YouTube today, right? First thing I see is this, and I'm just thinking, someone's saying the quiet part out loud.
Everyone hates California. Everyone hates California. Here's why state rivalries, the cynical historian. But California somehow beats them all because it's John Wick.
Yeah, California's based. What are you talking about?
And
I haven't watched it yet, but I love that movie.
What the?
Sorry, Seltzer, what the fuck are you talking about?
So you're having some audio issues, my
The
man.
cynical historian.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about him?
What kind of guy is he?
He's interesting. I don't know about his personal takes so much because they kind of go all over the place, but from as far as like an educational video standpoint, I think he does a good job. Like he's an actual like credentialed historian.
I think
he rolls with like
as a guy, I would say he's probably like a weak power bottom.
he like rolls with bless you. He rolls with like Emperor Tiger Star and like
Oh yeah, that's
alternate history hub.
Mr.
that's
Beat
fair.
as well. Mr. Beat.
Yeah, and Mr. Beat as
I
well.
do know about Mr. Beat. I'm pretty sure he's a leftist.
Yeah, he's a leftist. Makes a lot of interesting, sometimes strange videos. Like he made a whole video about like North and South Dakota. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta make another video about South Dakota because South Dakota could be 2 states as well." I'm like,
What about East and West Dakota? How about that? How about
that's what he says. That's what he says should happen to South Dakota.
Korea, dude? East and West Korea.
Good. We've
Yeah, and
actually
then, like-
almost. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and then like one side's communist and the other side is hyper-capitalist dictatorship.
Hell yeah.
Good. We've almost had splits happen in California before, and like, there's 2 main philosophies on that, and it's that California should either be split down the middle somewhere around like the Monterey area between North and South, or there should be 3 splits in California, one being Southern California with the new capital of that split being Los Angeles, a split it for Central California, which the capital city there would be Monterey, and then a third, and then Northern California, where the capital there would either it would change to San Francisco or stick with Sacramento.
Well, yes, there's the third option of where it just splits along the state line and falls into the ocean.
That'd be
I mean,
pretty-
yeah.
that'd be pretty funny.
I mean, yeah, we've been wishing for that for years, but at this point, we don't think it's going to happen. So
I've been
we're
thinking
just
about
gonna-
something today, actually, as we're talking about this. This whole thing of the, when they show maps of like popular vote, electoral outcome, and it's like, look at it's all this red, and somehow the blue is supposed to win still, because the blue is it's very small. How much of that is them just not understanding that there's more people living in the blue areas, and that because I've seen so many people just know this, and how much is it like this idea partially originating in sort of the notion of if you own land, you are worth more. And if you live out in the country, you probably own land, as opposed to if you're some like gay-ass city dweller. In which
Here's
case
what I
you
would-
don't own land.
Here's what I would say, right? It's that mostly applies, I would say, to your average person. The people that are like showing these polls on like news and shit, they're the people who know that this is incorrect, but are trying to take advantage of a lot of people just being fucking ignorant.
Oh yeah, certainly.
But I do think that you're right in that there's a lot of like, it's more ignorance than like outright maliciousness at play here.
But I do wonder how much of that idea originates in basically the idea that the votes of landowners should be more valuable. You know what I mean?
I think the whole property owners being able to vote thing, that has been a thing for like at least over a century.
I mean, it used to be in the United States only white landowning men, and I know that in over a certain age too. And it's like I think in Greece it was like this in some city states also.
Well, there was a
absolutely.
For white landowning men, and the correct term for that is the correct people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, this is the Racism Podcast. Racism all day, all night. Racism
I
zone.
listen to rap, so I'm allowed to say that.
How can Burger say it, but not me?
It's just,
I have
it's
the
like,
racism card.
It's just like fucking this is the racism radio, right? Like conservative talk radio, you hear like bits of fucking all the radio talk show hosts, right? And like for Hitler speeches and shit. This is fucking conservative racism radio, and it's just hip hop starts playing.
Fuck casual.
Just fuck the police.
Fuck casual
Police coming
racism.
straight from the underground.
Fuck casual racism. We're on that competitive grind.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Fuck domestic violence. We're going international.
Hell yeah, brother.
Black people shouldn't even be allowed to vote in Ghana.
Rude.
I would like to point out that that Saucer is a comedian, and he does not actually mean the things that he says. He's not saying these things because he thinks they're true. He is just saying them because he thinks they're funny.
Trans men, trans
Kinda.
women. Bitch, I'm transhuman.
That one fucking rocks.
Right.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I've been actually. You know what I did today? I fucking made mead.
Oh, nice.
I set up some fucking mead. Cause after my breakdown, I was like, I'm not working for the whole week unless I feel like it. And then I felt like
Nice.
because I've had all the equipment for. I mean, I have had like this carboy. I've had it for like 5 years.
God, that reminds me. I need to check on the meat I put. Because I took your advice. I put it to sit down, and it's been like I think a month and a half since I did that.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's like you can set it for like a half a year or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my current situation with mead.
Nice. And speaking of drinking, stumbled across this a minute ago,
Holy
and
fuck.
it's stupid.
It is absolutely, incredibly, gloriously stupid.
I would think so.
I have almost crushed you.
Hey, okay, I'm gonna say something about this. I have found the Gen Z as a generation, and I put this 100% on the pandemic, are little bitches.
Yes.
You don't say.
When it comes to, because they're so, like, the world that they grew up in is just so full of fucking anxiety and fear, and if you go out, you're gonna get roofied and raped, and then you had like 2 years where you had all of because going to a party when you're like a 15-year-old who is in any way self-conscious or like not insane is scary. It's a scary proposition, not because of like the alcohol, but like you're seen and whatever the fuck weird social drama might happen. It's not like a thing that you just do. We forget this as adults, right?
Right.
This never happened to so many of like the Zoomers that are like right now in their like 18 to 20 years old.
I mean, fair.
They never had like a socialization with and also I do think that the just this is gonna get taken out of context and people are gonna say that I'm saying things that I really don't mean. But the way that like the awareness of sexual assault, which is a great thing, should definitely happen. But the way it's like swept over the world, I think has made a lot of people way more afraid than they need to be.
Oh yeah.
To be clear, when Berger said great thing and it should happen, he's not talking about the awareness of sexual assault. He's talking about sexual assault.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely. That is 100% what I mean.
Well, I mean, like you see it on TikTok where it's just you see these videos. It's like women watch out for these and they're talking about
speaking...
like if the like money under the windshield wiper or like zip tie on the door handle.
It's good to be vigilant and to watch out for shit, but this
Yeah.
is getting steeped in like old wives' folk knowledge at this point.
Mhm.
Go if there
I
is
do-
a
I
zip
do-
tie
I do
on
want
the
to
door
mention-
handle, you're going to get
I do want to
assaulted.
mention. So I have talked with my sister. She's gone off to uni right now. She's been gone for like months. So she's finally come back home. First time in months. Exactly this problem. Like, she's been slipped roofies into her drink. She's not been sexually assaulted.
This happens
Thank
so
God.
fucking often.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's
like-
a legitimate thing. Yeah.
Wait. I'm not finished. She has 5 stalkers now. She has confirmed. She has shown me like 2 of them. And I'm like,
this is
Alexa,
just-
you give me your address right the fuck now. I'm gonna talk to these gentlemen, right? I'm going to talk to them.
Is this your
right?
sister, Posh?
This is my sister. It's like,
This
you
is
give me your
all
address.
from the server.
Oh,
Oh my God, don't you fucking dare. Burger,
On
if you
a
could see
live
my face right
stream,
now,
too,
I
you
am very
ass.
disappointed. I am very disappointed in you, Burger.
oh.
I
No Posh should be thinking that my gears were turning. They definitely were, but Burger just comes out, beats me.
And on a live stream,
I
no
but I
less.
think this
You
too. I
ass.
do reckon that perhaps I mean at least I don't actually know this, but I wouldn't be surprised if like the problem of stalking had become worse somehow.
Oh, definitely.
Because of like the the declining sex rates, the raising like loneliness, and
for
it's
sure.
probably not even like just men who are becoming increasingly stalkers. Although of course
I also feel
that
it's
tends to be a
like
bit
lack
scarier.
of education.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lack of education. Like,
Yeah,
not necessarily like eradicating them. Eradicating those problems of
yes,
like
Posh,
a
do
lack of
speak
sex.
the quiet part out loud.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But, like,
Although,
I
Burger-
also want before I go on like a tangent, I just also want to mention she has a genuinely very good friend, who she brought back from uni. Like another girl from the USA where she moved because of like, the whole problems with the USA.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, wouldn't you have known it? A lot of USA people are moving out of the US. What a coincidence.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
like,
the problem with
they've
that is
come
that
up.
it's only going to be the people with the least resources who can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, seriously, they have both come up with secret language and secret, handshakes and whatnot to tell themselves they are in trouble. And shit. And I have talked extensively with her friends about this. Like, bruh, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that there's this other double standard between men and women, where it's like, you have this stuff happen to women, but when do men just get given drugs for free out of nowhere?
if I was given drugs out of nowhere, I wouldn't even question it.
Yeah.
I have been offered to buy quote unquote dope ass weed plenty of times at the bus stop, but that's just because I look like somebody who smokes weed.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
you literally used to work at the weed factory, so
This was before I even got a job at a weed factory. This was like before I even got tempted to try marijuana.
based.
Yeah, but are we really just going to consider weed a drug still?
Yeah.
I mean, it literally
it's basically
is.
like pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, weed and alcohol are both drugs. It's just that they are very soft drugs.
It's one of the main
Yeah.
food groups.
Yeah.
Is weed.
Because I gotta take off here pretty soon, but I just want to mention really quick the stalker, that
Yeah.
one stalker who called the cops on the person he was stalking. You know the guy. You've seen the
Yeah.
the range videos. Okay, real quick, Burger. There's a stalker who's been stalking this coworker of his.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
He made music and played
the-
it, and it was really horrible music.
Yeah, and also he's a total fucking creep and an incel, just piece of shit.
Yeah.
the woman's
don't-
father approached him and told him, "Hey, get away from my daughter, or else I'm gonna beat the shit out of you."
Yeah.
So the dude called the cops on both of them, saying, "Oh, he's threatening violence against me," and the cops are like, "Look, if you know what's good for you, you better fucking leave."
It's even better. Not only does he state that, but in the same fucking sentence, he states how controlling her father is for not allowing him to
Yeah,
stalk her with music.
And
yeah,
then at one, sorry.
he's a very, very deranged individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, hey, he's been apprehended. He is in custody,
Yeah.
so he's
Thank
no
God for
longer
that.
in danger
Good.
because his thought process, the way he looks and acts,
Oh
is
yeah,
that
like
it's
he
like
said,
he's
a lot of women enjoy rape fantasies, so why couldn't he just follow her and stalk her and give her sex?
he presented a danger to other people,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's good that he's
And
no
then
longer
during
that.
the video of his arrest, mind you, he genuinely used the song name "Baby It's Cold Outside" as a good example for why his behavior is justifiable.
Oof.
Yikes.
No.
Yeah. No.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you and good night.
Yeah. Nothing justifies your actions.
I remember at one point
like-
during like the conversation with the police, he just drops out of nowhere. Oh yeah, she should do porn or some shit like that.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that's when the cop is like, "Get the fuck out of here now."
Yeah.
No. He's like, no. Like, she's allowed to do what he's not specifically stating like, get the fuck out of here, but he's putting it in nice terms. He's like, no, women should be allowed to do what they want. You know, kind of like saying, bruh, just don't go there.
Yeah. It's like a rare police win where the cop is
Yeah.
the good guy.
yeah.
Speaking
I
of-
honestly, I really respect that you've posted fucking child station.
Succulent
It's a
Chinese
meal.
meal.
A succulent
Just-
Chinese meal.
I love that Fast Food Thursday is what taught
Oh
me
my
about the
gosh.
existence of this man.
Fucking
He is
Yeah,
funny as
just-
fuck.
rip to him.
I
Honestly.
do want to
Yeah.
say, sort of related to this, but I kind of have a rant, and I've vented about this recently. But like, holy shit, talking to women on dating apps compared to men, it hurts. It
Oh,
has
yeah.
hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
hurts my confidence, like so badly.
Talking to women in general.
Because like
wow.
talking to women in general, I can do like on the street. If I know them, it's fine. But trying to just women who are strangers will destroy your confidence, bro.
I
Like,
fucking
fucking
don't
hell.
like talking to women on dating apps because it's boring. Like they're just
Oh no,
they're not gonna they're not engaging in any sort of meaningful conversation. I don't want to talk to them. Fuck off.
I disagree. Like I have had good conversations, but the problem is I've said one thing that I think they feel is sus, and immediately just bam, unmatched.
Yeah, of course.
With men, when I say that, or non-binary, or like gender fluid, non-binary, whatever the fuck, they at least tell me like, hey, I feel like the vibe is off. It's not you, it's me. Yada yada yada.
you
They
know
don't tell
why
me
this
where I
is,
went
though,
wrong,
right?
but they will at least tell me like, hey, bro, I don't like talking to you.
You know why this is though, right?
Goodbye. What?
Is because a lot of women make this experience, and this is something that happens to men too, but like women are taught to be scared more, and also
Yeah,
men are scarier than women.
that is
a
true.
lot of you reject a guy and he gets like fucking angry, like
Oh, yeah.
legitimately
No, I just-
furious
I
that
just
you would
get-
do that.
Yeah, most people, but to me, it just destroys my confidence. So I just feel sad, like,
Yeah.
bro, why? And the worst part is, like, I just had this interaction with this woman like 2 days, no, yesterday, 2 days ago, and we were talking, and she's like, "Oh, I'm with friends, so oh, I've got some friends over, so won't be able to talk much. But hey, do you have any movie recommendations? I'm like, LMAO, this is the fifth person who's asked me movie recommendations. So first I
No
recommend
one's
her a
ever
movie,
asked you
but
for a movie
then,
recommendation.
but then I go, coincidentally, LMAO, you are now the fifth person to ask me for movie recommendations.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think I'm too good at it. Within the next hour or two, bam, unmatched.
You should
I'm
no.
like-
You need to you need to say Serbian film.
I'm wait. What is that Serbian film? Was it Serbian or was it Russian? I can't remember.
It was a
But there's
Serbian
like this.
film.
There's
That's
this
the
film.
title.
Yeah.
There's this like it's not a horror, but it's like really deeply psychological, set in World War II, from the perspective of like I think very young
Oh,
teenagers.
you're talking about Come and See. I've seen that film with my
Yes.
buddy
My
before.
God, Come and
Yes.
See.
It's not
Come
an
and
easy
See
watch.
is Come and See is like nightmare fuel.
Have you all
It
seen
is.
the fucking City of God, the Brazilian film?
No.
No, it's
I have
really
not.
good. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just wanted to post this really quick from our friend Anthony Bourdain about the power of Valium.
Power of Valium.
One more
Why?
episode, My Little Pony, pop a Valium, fly to Finland.
Shut
10
up,
minutes
you're
later,
fucking a real
fascinated by Applejack's struggles with sexual identity.
Anyway, it's time to end the stream. It's been real. This was actually a very good one. So,
Yeah, good.
peace.
I was going to talk.
Out.
I was